Like somebody just walked over your grave. We started the game we never got to finish. Play for blood, remember?
Lord. He stays in my mouth.
Forever. Black queens forever. Come here. Black queens forever. Snow bunnies never, snow puppy.
You know what they say? See a broad to get that booty yak 'em? Leg her down or smack 'em, yak 'em.
kind of woman that I could give a lot of gain. As much as you retire, love, well, maybe you don't have to ask. And I'd
You just keep sliding that on in, don't you?
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
And I got to give it to you a little bit more
Wrong with you?
What?
tonight.
Calm the fuck down.
If I can get a quickie in.
I'm your huckleberry.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
You better go somewhere and beat your meat.
Bullshit.
I played with it earlier this week when I was giving out the love messages.
Disgusting behavior. It is a sickness.
Back is good. Ass is good. All good.
I think I'm gonna bend you over my knee and turn that fat ass red now.
You know what they say? See a broad to get that booty act 'em, leg her down or smack 'em, yeah.
Wrong with y'all?
Yo. To the world, peace, power, and prosperity to the village. Gang, you already know how we do it when we does it, when we pull up in here, man. Peace. Hope all is well. Hope all is swell. Today is Tuesday. Today after the bullshit day and the day before hump that you already know. Usual suspects in the building. Peace. Hope all is handy dandy. Pulling the show together right now. It's already together. I'm just pulling one of these two, these little stitches in it. You hear me? See somebody say something about Blade. What the hell Blade at? I ain't seen Blade. Biff, what up? My man, 100 grand. Shout out to the big ninjas out there. Y'all know.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it. Molded by it.
Today we're gonna talk a little bit about Total Recall Demolition. All right. We're gonna talk about it a little bit today. This one should be like I know I keep saying an hour and a half, but this one should actually be an hour and a half. Shouldn't be too crazy. Only got 3 short videos actually to go along with the topic and the title. Y'all know the drill. Let me make sure my media is running. Media is running. Cool. Upward man, what up, man? Honda, my man. Peace, you already know what it is. He and I is him. Slim, trim, and built to win. I am Granny's baby. Moro uno. Real McCoy that brings the joy. Flaco Fuerte, the host that tries to not do the least, but I also try to not do the most. Yo, you're humble and you're gracious. TRI is back in the town square once again. One of my favorite places to be. It's not just fun, it's about conversation. It's not about just full drinking. It's also about happening. Yeah? And I appreciate all the feedback that y'all do give, right? During the topics. I appreciate it all. I can't read all of them, right? Because I'm running 2 screens, plus a board, plus a keyboard, right? I do appreciate the feedback and the conversation y'all have with each other. Y'all share information that y'all have, like, et cetera, et cetera. So keep that up. That's how we spark minds, right? That's how we put breadcrumbs out there for people to go for themselves and see. Not that everything that we say is God's word, right? But if I say something, Upward says something, Reaper says something, G Honda says something, KDG says something, Blaze says something, Messi says something, right? You might have heard it 10 times, and it's just spinning in the back of your brain. You might go to the corner store and hear somebody say something about it. You dig it? That's the goal and the mission. Maybe influence the next mind. Without further ado, start the show. We at the about 15-minute mark, pushing the 15-minute mark. All right, cool. Our whole life, right? Our whole life. Especially in this modern life that we live. It's you feel like somebody's watching, right? It's weird. It's very, very, very weird. But you see, you walk outside, you drive down the street, you see cameras on light poles, right? You go in a parking garage, you see cameras. Puerto Rico, fire, bro, complete fire. I forgot to put the other movie in there. That's kind of pushing to make the thumbnail or whatever. I was like, the thumbnail already looks kind of full already. So for me to add anything in there would actually take away from what's already built. So I just kind of like let it be. Instead of going back and designing it again. But yeah, bro, absolute. And we go in these parking garages and we see these cameras and we're like, oh, that's for security purposes, right? That's to watch my car. Make sure if something does happen to my car, right? They know who to go to. They know the license plate. They know how to track people down, right? Yeah, true. So we don't really think about it as, let's say, being surveilled. We don't think about it as we're being watched like that. But subconsciously we do. Subconsciously we know that there's cameras, so many cameras today, which is not by coincidence. Don't think it's by coincidence at all. That even there's Ring. I think the other one is like called Nest or something like that. These cameras face not necessarily the door of that person's house. These cameras face outwards. They call them Ring cameras, right? You ring the bell and it makes that weird noise, and then it's the person could see you, and you can see who's at your door, whatever the case. But it also shoots the street. Think about it. It shoots the street. It catches things going by all the time, right? So much so that when it came down to the Charlie Kirk situation, they said they saw Buddy on Ring cameras walking through the neighborhood. There you go. Case in point, right? And because we get this sense of security, sometimes we're not realizing that we're trading our privacy. So, a couple years back, this is well back. This has to have been like 20. No, this not even 20. This had to have been 2017, right? 2017, 2018 has to. No, probably even before that. Yeah, probably even before that. Let's say around a decade ago. We was at work. We was talking. Can't remember what specifically we was talking about, but we all gathered around the table because we was eating lunch. Just talking, chopping it up during lunchtime, talking shit, whatever. But we started talking about something. By the time I got done eating lunch, got off work, a couple of hours later, went home, relaxed myself. Whatever we was talking about, whatever item or product we was talking about, showed up on my phone. I can't remember on what. Maybe it was on the Twitter or the IG or whatever it was. Some one of those social apps. It showed up on there, or maybe it was at Amazon. I was like, yo. When they say the feds be watching, the feds really be watching. The next day I went to work. Maybe I took a snapshot of it and sent it to one of my guys that was at the table with us. He had the same exact ad in his. That's when for sure. No, you couldn't tell me nothing. For sure. At that time, you couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me that they listened in, pinged the keywords, sent it off to somebody who sells the product, right? So let's say marketing, retail. These retail companies, boom, product shows up on my phone. Couldn't tell me nothing different. Showed up on my buddy's phone. Couldn't tell me nothing different, man. I experienced it for myself. That has always stuck in my mind since that very day. Always stuck in my mind. Never forgot it, right? We give up a sense of privacy for toys, luxury, right? A sense of security, but we give up something that's what we call near and dear to our personal, right? Our privacy. Not some people do it consciously, some people do it unconsciously. Some people do it not knowing up exactly what they're giving up. With all these apps, you click in and they be like, terms and conditions, you be like, hell yeah, you just keep going, right? You just want to get to the app. You just want to get to the game. You want the game got to get access to your pictures in your phone to make it on your profile. They got to get access to that camera if you want to take a picture right now, and they got to have access to the microphone because of this, and they got to get notification access and all these different permissions you got to give these apps. In the back of your mind, well, in the front of your mind, you just, hell yeah, gotta play this game. Want to play this game. Oh, this shit looks so cool. Not knowing you just open up the door by pressing yes for further intrusion. It happens all the time, right? We've all done it. We've all done it in the name of having fun. The TV too, dog. Bro, the TV one is hella spooky. I ain't gonna hold you. That TV one was spooky. When I looked into it, it was spooky as fuck. Because the TV one was like, yo, there's a camera inside the TV. That was spooky as shit. It's like how much shit they really get to see, right? All these smart TVs nowadays, the TV is connected to the Wi-Fi. It ain't like the TV is not smart. It ain't like it's not connected to the Wi-Fi. Right? So I call a cell phone, I call it a handheld idiot box. That's what I call it. I call the TV the wall-mounted idiot box. Right? And this is why. I talking to my in-law one day on the porch. We was talking about how many things that we don't remember anymore. Remember back in the G, you could remember 6, 7 numbers off the top of your head. Your auntie, your granny, your house phone, your mama phone, your daddy phone, and your sibling's phone off the top of your head. Boom. You get bagged like, yo, call me. I'm gonna call you. How do you know you're gonna call this person? You don't got no phone. You don't got no phone. You had it here. You get back today, guess what you gotta do? Yo, can I get access to my phone so I can make my phone call? Can I get access to the phone so I can write these numbers down? Think about it. Think about it. You stored numbers up here. Let's take a quick glance at I think he's a smart person. Do I necessarily agree with him all the time? No. Who agrees with anybody all the time about it? Any and everything, right? If you agree with somebody every single time about everything, then you probably just say yes, man. And they probably don't respect you. Let's burn this video real quick. Let me turn up the 1.25.
How does your phone protect people against that?
Again, this, like I said, this era started 3.5 years ago, and we came at it from a completely contrarian view.
Yeah.
This phone, it's our hardware, made in Indonesia at a Singaporean facility. Our operating system, all our code, and we are solely focused on data sovereignty that you control.
It's pretty cool just that I am kind of impressed that you made hardware. You didn't just build an app like you actually.
Correct, because you have to control it down to the root level of the hardware and the software, so that our we don't have an advertising ID, and our operating system blocks any attempt by any app to turn on your camera or your Wi-Fi or your microphone or your GPS or anything. We don't allow any of that leakage. In fact, we have a privacy center.
This is called the Unplugged.
This is an unplugged phone. And this is effectively a firewall which prevents apps from doing all the things they're used to doing on all the other phones. So you're in control of what of your data goes out, which is effectively zero. This is like a safe. Comes in, it doesn't come out.
So just to bottom line it, I'm protected from what am I protected from if I use that?
Here's the thing. If you're using apps and some federal agency goes to that app purveyor and says, give me everything you have on Tucker that he's been using on that app, there'll be nothing because there's no data leaking from you, from your device to that app. If you call somebody, we have our own secure messenger. For example, you want to call and make a secure call and you call me, it takes about 5 seconds to connect because it's literally creating a encrypted tunnel between you and me. Generates a new encryption key every call. It's completely different.
So the government hates that, and there have been all kinds of legal battles over this question. They don't want secure communication between citizens because all of a sudden they care about human trafficking or something.
Yes, and their latest excuse for this massive FISA enlargement was drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking, right.
Because they've been failing for 40 freaking years at that.
Well, they just opened the southern border to fentanyl and human trafficking. So these exact same people are suddenly really worried about human trafficking and drugs.
Yeah, it's a joke. So we've we produced 500 units, fielded them last fall. We did a big beta test, and now we have 10,000 units. So people can order and deliver. And look, it is our effort to fight the power of
So
big
what
tech.
can't I do? I mean, I'll just confess that I use an iPhone made by a company I actually kind of hate and that hates my country and me, and I use it anyway because it's super
And we figured
easy.
there's a lot of people like you that would want to digitally opt out of the lie of big tech. And so what you can't do, obviously we don't have the Apple Store. We don't have Apple Music, but you can use Spotify. You can use a lot of the other streaming services on here. We just prevent them from collecting your data as to what you're listening to or where you are when you do it.
What about pictures?
Of course you can take pictures. And you can share pictures. You can send pictures. We have a lot of the other privacy-related apps, whether it's Signal or Threema or Proton or Telegram. We have
Why
all those
has
groups
nobody done
available.
this? So everyone complains about this. Everyone who pays any attention at all understands. Plus the iPhone's incredibly expensive. But they have a hammerlock on your life. And so this seems like a pretty obvious...
Other people have tried it before, and they burn through a lot of money, and I don't think the timing is right.
They're not flying coach to Dubai, are they?
we did this.
Man, you are Dutch. I love that. Fly coach to Dubai.
For example, this phone also has a kill switch, an actual a switch which separates the battery from the electronics. You can't shut your iPhone off.
Oh, I know.
It's always listening. It's always pinging towers. It's always pinging Wi-Fi, building a digital breadcrumb trail of where you go and what you do.
Even if I turn the iPhone off, it's not off.
Correct. This, you turn that off, it's off because it physically separates battery from electronics. It's just like pulling the battery out of an old Nokia phone.
So I'm sorry I interrupted you. So this, I love this, of course. It's incredibly ambitious, but also on some level, it's kind of obvious. Like, why haven't we had this before? So you said people have tried, they spend too much money, and then I interrupted you.
And they tried maybe just with an app, and just with an app doesn't work. And people have tried to do it with a reskinned Google phone. We have, this phone is incapable of running Google mobile services. So you're not going to get Google Maps. We have a way to navigate that works well. But again, so many of the freemium approaches where they've been boiling the frog of the people of the world. We provide them a digital alternative to that, where you are in control of your First Amendment rights and your Fourth Amendment rights.
Amen. How hard is it to text people who don't have that phone?
It's just, it emits electrons. So ultimately you can see if it's on a tower or not, but we even provide it with a SIM, with a SIM provider, a data provider, a network airtime provider that, collects the minimum amount. Basically all they need is your zip code of where you're buying it. That's
but
it.
what I'm saying is, if I am using an unplugged phone and my wife has an iPhone, I can text her.
Yes. Sure. And she can even put unplugged messenger on her iPhone as well.
How much more expensive is that than an iPhone?
This is $989. So it's cheaper, about $500 cheaper. And it's comparable in speed, storage, camera quality.
Can you actually get one?
Yeah. You can order it at unplug.com/Tucker. And we will look, we're big believers. We're a big believer in your audience. I'm a long ardent fan, and we think your fans are our people. And so we are happy to compensate them and you guys, and we want to win in this together and give people a digital alternative to big tech owning their lives.
Man, I really, so if it's not a threat to Apple right now, but if there's big take up, it could be. So how do you expect them to try and stifle competition? It's a monopoly.
Sure,
they want to retain monopoly status.
Look, if you do a Google search for unplugged phone or things like that, they tend to stack every negative article possible written about it first.
Oh, there have been bad pieces written?
Of course. Of course, the left will always come after me and hate on me for anything.
Is it a racist phone?
The left used to be about free speech,
right,
and now they're really about kind of state control. But
does the phone deny the election in 2020? Just
I would argue that the phone cares about your First and Fourth Amendment rights, the erosion of that privacy. I just want to encourage everyone to use cash yet as well. Don't go to these, anyone that goes to these woke coffee shops and they say, we don't accept cash anymore. Look on the front of a dollar bill. It says, this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. No one has the ability to deny you using cash. So leave them the right change on the table and tell them to have a nice day. They cannot make you pay with a credit card. That is actually insurrectionist if these businesses are denying you the ability to use legal tender of the United States government.
I had never thought of that. Has anyone tried that?
Oh yeah. I make an issue of it all the time, much to my kids' embarrassment. But yeah, I'm a big advocate. Cash is freedom. With the amount of data that is collected on you everywhere. You want to buy gas? Buy gas, pay cash, whatever. But what we see in China, where they really don't accept cash anymore, and it's become the ultimate surveillance state. That's where we're heading, unless free people unite and resist that kind of totalitarian impulse of big government, big tech working together.
Tracking. Appreciate you, bro. That's good info. That's good info right there. Thank you, bro. Hell yeah. But yeah, right? The reality is that people are like how people wake up to things, right? Email, bro. The email's at the bottom of the screen. Running inside the streamer at the bottom, the banner that's running. The email right in there. It's people have known for so long that it actually made movies back then about the things that we are going through now. You could look at Demolition Man, Total Recall. You look at Public Enemy. Those three movies right there alone. You watch those three movies, and they actually show you what's going to happen in the future. They're not playing a game with you. The other movies you can look at as iRobot, where they talked about the AI, right? And we're about to talk a little bit about the AI and kind of the roles of how it's being played, right? You could go back and look at Total Recall, and you could see how these AI programs were used against people, not for their benefit, right? It was used against them. Even in iRobot, what happened at the end, right? Everything was honky dory and peachy. Anybody was living these great technological lives, right? And then what happened today? Curls, what's up, beautiful? Curly. Today's show sponsor is Curly, by the way. Let's get her name in the banner. Give me 1 second. Do a quick edit. Our own personal fly girl over here. Curly, thank you so much for your support, cracking open that wallet. I know you hit the buttons, but you definitely need to get shout out for opening up your wallet also. We appreciate it. Absolutely. We have to realize that everything has been already told to us. When you become desensitized to something, that means when it shows up, you're not at all surprised. Look how long people have been talking about UFOs. Look how long. People been talking about UFOs, aliens, spaceships, all this for so many decades that when the government, remember this shit, when the government said we're about to release the UFO files, et cetera, nobody was hyped about it. You know why? We've been desensitized to it. We are desensitized to the UFO talk. We are desensitized to the alien talk. We also kind of desensitized to the school massacres because it happens in repetition. The first time it happened, the response from the first time something happens, the response the fifth time something happens, right? It's gonna be a different response. Perfect example is the boy who cried wolf. Cried wolf, everybody went crazy, and they lost their mind. No wolf. Cried wolf again. People start jumping through their asshole, scared, doing whatever they think they need to do, right? To be safe, to protect themselves, whatever. No wolf. And the third time, when the wolf really shows up, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs, "Hey, wolf! Hey, wolf! Hey, do!" Nobody's listening. Not only were they desensitized, they were also deceived at the same time. Right? But they became desensitized to the threat of the wolf. They became desensitized, especially coming from him. They were completely desensitized from him. Their behavior changed. Their alarms and triggers were lowered. The sense of that sense of fight, flight, right? It's been desensored. Like they just didn't even care anymore. And he got ate the fuck up, right? So that's kind of where we are at this stage with a lot of these things. We just desensitize it because it just becomes so normal. Which these things are, these are horrible things. Let's be honest, right? School massacres, public rifles being fired, people getting knocked off in public. Let's be real. As tragic as those things are, we have still become desensitized to it. We are so hell-bent that we're being deceived, right? That the first thing that happens is what? You get this, the people, the free thinkers, where they like to call the CTs, right? Here go the CTs again. They about to make some more C's, and it's about to be Reddit's about to go crazy, right? Because of deception and desensitization. It's wild that we actually live in this world where schools massacre is not as alarming as it really should be. That's sad, right? But nonetheless, we live in this world. I think if we apply that same concept and that same thought process or that same framework of thinking to how we're also desensitized now to AI, because everybody's using AI. When you first say the AI was anti-human. It was going to take over the world. It was going to build its own bots. Then the bots would take over the world. It would enslave humans. There was some valid conversation and fear about AI. Nowadays, you can't go on Twitter, make a post, and not try to get some assistance, right? Not be prompted to get assistance from the AI bot over there. You can't Google something and Google say, would you like us to activate the AI bot? The AI will help you. We are completely desensitized to it at this day and age. Because we've been overexposed to it. Every single place you turn is AI. Everywhere you turn is AI. I even use it. We got Brenda here. Brenda's an AI. Brenda the barmaid, he's an AI. Y'all know that. But now that I prepped y'all brain and brought y'all brain into the space where my brain was at when I was building this show right here. And this was supposed to be my Sunday show, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this was supposed to be my Sunday evening show. Now let's start putting the tread, right, to these things. Let's start putting the chain, right, through these blocks. AI, surveillance, desensitization, privacy violations. Okay? Those are 4 blocks, right, that we brought up so far. I'm about to give you the name of a company. Matter of fact, let's toss law enforcement and government in there. Law enforcement and government goes in there. We already brought up commercial sector, right? Commercial sector, where let's say commercial sector will be retail, right? And I told you about the phone and the phone listening and the phone sending me the product or whatever the case is, right? So that's the commercial aspect of it. Now, automatically, when you talk about law enforcement and government, you might as well just put the name. You might as well put military in there also. Might as well. Let me introduce you to a company called Palantir. Right? Palantir in itself is a company that uses AI technology for commercial purposes, which would be, let's say, I have retail and I use Palantir to gauge my customers. But how could I do that? What's the one thing that I need to get a baseline understanding of what my customers are engaged in, let's say in the month of September, right? What would I need to see what my customers' spending habits are in the month of June? Reminds me of Wally. Yeah, Wally was kind of creepy. I never watched it. The little pieces of Wally that I seen, that robot was just too creepy for me, man. That robot was way too creepy for me. Like the sound and the I couldn't do it. There's another creepy movie about robots. I think it was like Australia. There was like it was super wild. I can't remember the name of that movie. But it was like Australians and it was crazy movie. Crazy. Yes, the word is data. Really, the word is data. I need the data, right? So word for word, Palantir, the US-based big data surveillance and analytics company. Right? Originally funded by InQtel, CIA's venture arm, built tools used by the U.S. military, intelligence agencies. So when you say intelligence, what you get already from intelligence? Intelligence agencies will be the NSAs, it'll be CIAs, FBIs, ICE. It will be those intelligence agencies, those big, the big tree letters, right? The ATF, the big tree letter law enforcement agencies out the gate. We talked about how corporations use it. I was just using the example of how a corporation will use it to basically scheme on their customers for the company's profit. There's police departments that use Palantir, Palantir, Palantir. So it collects the data, processes the data, then does a data analyst or analyzation of the data, right? To make connections. Now, it's a computer and it's an AI, so it could do the same job that a human could do way faster, way more effective. It's just data, right? Ones and zeros, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Can it be used for good? Absolutely. Will it be solely and strictly used for good purposes? Can we sit here and be honest with ourselves and realize that we lived for all these decades on this planet with all these issues and all this bullshit that we have experienced already through the agencies that I just named, through retail corporations, through local PD departments, right? The only one you could say you ain't experienced no bullshit through is the military, right? The U.S. Armed Forces. Those probably the only ones we could say we ain't really experienced no bullshit through. They kind of just go what they do what they got to do. That's it. They come back home. How does Palantir fit into the military? Think about how much think about intel that the military does for their own strategic planning, right? For their own analysis. So it's extremely helpful to the military. Imagine needing data like that. You can't sit there and depend on Sergeant Longhead ass, right? Because he's stressed out because he misses his wife, so he ain't really thinking straight, right? Then you got Corporal Shorthead ass right next to him. He crying because he got sand in his eye, right? The human factors that affect humans in a way that could disturb job performance is removed when you have an AI bot snatching data, analyzing it, putting the data out, and letting you make your decisions. Right? So it's very helpful to the U.S. military. I don't want to see that being no issue. I kind of see it, and I get it. I completely understand how that benefits, and it could even come down to spending. It could come down to any form that the military chooses to use it, right? Which is beneficial not just to the military, but it's beneficial to what? Us here stateside. That's not in the field. They out there protecting our liberties, our rights, and our privileges. I'm jacking it all. But Palantir in itself is a company founded by Peter Thiel and Alex Karp. Some of you might know these names. Some of you might not know these names. Later on, we dive into the names a little bit more, because that's where you might get a little sweaty on the brow, right? That's where you might get a little uneasy in your pants. But uneasy in your seat, sorry. Uneasy in your pants means something complete. That's where you might start to get a little uneasy in your seat. But let's take a quick look. Quick description of Palantir. Where the hell it go? Boom. All right, boom. Boom. There we go. All right, done with this one. So where you talked about the phone, right? And we just showed you a guy that made a phone that did the complete opposite of what we already talked about, pretty much. So if you was not comprehending what he was saying this phone does the opposite, right? So this is the phone that doesn't steal your data. This phone does not share your location. This phone does not basically snitch on you to the carriers, because the carriers will snitch on you to the government, et cetera, leave digital breadcrumbs, trails of information data, then they can process true Palantir. Y'all tracking? Right, Palantir by a corporation, Verizon, AT&T, right? You start starting to see how corporate can actually use a program like Palantir in the name of, let's say, they just farming the data, but let's say the PD wants that data because they suspect you of something. Now, what does suspicion and crime go right back to? Does it not that go right back to total recall? Think about it. Total recall, suspicion was enough. How could they be suspicious of it? Because they had the data. So when the data hinted that you have the capability or propensity to become this person, it's a wrap. Well, how does it apply to Demolition Man? They used the AI to put him away. Remember that? It was AI running the system. They used AI to take away people's freedoms. AI would suggest what happened to people. AI was even running the police department, if you remember correctly. Remember that? What was it called? MDK? MDK, right? You cuss, the machine spit out a ticket, right? So if I'm cussing, walking down the street, and I'm getting a ticket, that means it's what? Listening, it's comprehending. M Love, what up, G? You know what to do when you pull up in the town square, man. Big General. Hope all is well with you, dog. Hope you're safe out there on that road. Let me see. We'll speed this up, right? This 18 minutes. But I don't want it to take the full 18. We're already at the 50-minute mark.
These rich and famous tech companies talk about what they do. They usually say something like, we are connecting the world. And by that they mean we are creating a sexualized Farmville that is as addictive as opioids. So when I learned that last year's best performing stock
He a fool for that one.
by growth was a Silicon Valley unicorn by the name of Palantir, I was pretty sure I knew what they were up to. Probably they made a streaming service called Boo Boo, a housing rental app called Housely, or earbuds called Doinkers or whatever. But just to be sure, I looked them up. At which point it became clear that these cats are a little different from the techies who typically cross my desk.
We built this kill chain, the digital kill chain. How do you defend your country and kill your enemies? Our product is used on occasion to kill people.
Two things here, folks. First, I have wet my pants. Second, what?
That dude that they showed just now, that's the dude, Alex Carp.
As always, I began my investigation on Bing.com, which I used to type in Google.com, which I used to search for Palantir.com. A quick spin through their
All right, this dude's a clown. Okay, this might actually be good.
Site will tell you that Palantir is all about AI-powered automation for every decision and delivering mission-critical outcomes for the West's most powerful institutions. Sentences that boldly ask the question, what if Genghis Khan and Ronald Reagan had a baby who wrote mind-numbingly boring marketing copy? However, I did come across one thing in my research that even I can wrap my noggin around. Whatever Palantir does, it makes them a lot of money.
Palantir stock is booming, absolutely skyrocketing.
Palantir has been a standout this week, surging 22%.
Hugest outperformers of the last year. Right now, there is no comparable company.
I'm here bravely outside of the offices of Palantir. Their stock rocketed up 340% in 2024, peaking this winter to give them a valuation of over $250 billion. And although their stock price has dipped since then, they remain right up there with the likes of AT&T, IBM, and those hunks over at Cisco. But I couldn't let the money distract me. Not now. If I was to truly understand Palantir, I was going to have to take more drastic measures. like calling people who actually know what they're talking about.
Can you answer that question for me here and now? What exactly does Palantir do?
I will say two things. The fact that you're asking that question goes to the heart of the company and the confusion over it and also the mystique of it. Number two is I will tell you what they do. They want to win Defense Department contracts, commercial contracts as well, but I think they have their eye at the prize.
Sharon Weinberger is the Wall Street Journal's national security editor, and much like me, she's been covering the U.S. defense industry for over 20 years.
They got their start going back to 2003 in trying to come up with a data analytics platform. We're in the middle of the war on terror. We're involved in operations in Afghanistan. We're involved in operations in Iraq. And what is our number one problem there at the time? It's insurgency. It's roadside bombs, IEDs, that were killing U.S. and allied soldiers and infantry on the ground at a really alarming rate. So Palantir came in and said, look, we can take all of this information that you're collecting, and the Defense Department collects a whole lot on the battlefield, and integrate it in a database and help you spot bad actors, spot terrorists. That is what they pitched themselves as doing when they were first sort of coming on the scene in 2003, 2004, and really for the first decade plus of its existence. What they've expanded to today is something much bigger, in some ways more interesting, and in some ways kind of posits them to be more successful, which is they are a problem solver for the Department of Defense. You have a problem, we will solve it.
All right, so here's the deal. Palantir is a data analytics software company who got its start during the war on terror and today has big ambitions to be the U.S. Department of Defense's go-to problem solver.
The idea of a Silicon Valley company saying we kill things, we kill people, that we're interested in serving the Department of Defense and the Department of Defense wages war, that was simply unprecedented back in 2003. It was what made them unique. People hadn't seen it, and that they were going to compete with companies that had been around for decades and dominated the market.
The companies Sharon's talking about here are commonly known as the big defense primes, places like Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, and Raytheon. The Department of Defense gives these chillers huge contracts to make fighter jets and stuff.
One of the things that these new companies like Palantir are kind of helping to disrupt, which is probably good, is the system of prime contracting and defense contracting. We have a few big contractors that have these giant contracts and they have cost overruns. One reason the Pentagon's budget is so big.
Margaret O'Mara is a historian and professor who studies the modern history of American politics and business and how they overlap.
And this is something that policymakers have been pushing back against for decades and trying to rectify. So yeah, having more companies in the ecosystem, that's probably really good.
Hey everybody, just popping in here to say happy birthday to Jeremy J. Watkins. Jeremy is a man whose information I bought from a third-party data broker. I happen to enjoy collecting people's data and presenting it around my house. Now, if anybody wants to send Jeremy a gift in person, he lives on 28 Stowe Avenue in Huntingburg, Indiana, and he recently searched for cheap fleece pullovers and hemorrhoid ointment. And if you don't like how I was able to scrounge up all that data on Big J here, then I suggest you look up something called Incogni. Incogni is an online service that ensures your personal information stays off data broker and people searching sites. Folks, you never know where your personal data might be after you spend time surfing the web. Targeted ads, random newsletter signups, and unwanted spam emails all end up being ways that your info gets slurped up by the bad guys and later put into my personal prized collection. Incogni works by scanning all the people searching sites you may have been linked to and sending them requests that they get your personal data out of there. Then they continually track down and add any new data brokers to your profile that might try to sneak in there after you've made an account. Right on. Haha, right on. And if you go to incogni.com/goodwork, then you get 60% off an annual plan. So if you don't want your data shopped around the shadowiest realms of the internet until I print it out and hang it in my guest bathroom, then check out Incogni. Palantir is at the front of a new group of companies who say they're going to disrupt the old, slow, bloated defense primes with their new, efficient, innovative, user-friendly Silicon Valley style. Because you either die making boring old fighter jets or you live long enough to see someone come along with their own swarm of autonomous attack drones.
They've made a ton of really senior hires from US government agencies, and also a number of really senior Palantir executives have been appointed by Trump to senior government positions.
Palantir has been hiring well from, I guess, the pool of people that know how the government system works.
Tabby Kinder is the Financial Times West Coast finance editor, and Cynthia O. Merku is an investigative reporter for the FT. Together, they wrote a piece about how successful Palantir has been at landing government contracts, pointing out that the company has done quite a good job of cultivating, shall we say, intimate, toe-tickling relationships with governments.
Palantir has been built on people from government. They are obviously informed. They're people that work on these really crucial missions and in the armed forces and all those sorts of places where Palantir has traditionally sold its business.
And boy, have these boys been selling some business. Palantir has landed over $1.3 billion in Department of Defense contracts since 2009. This is for stuff like the Army's Vantage Data Analytics Platform, this James Bond-style AI satellite computer suitcase, an AI-powered drone system called Project Maven, and Titan, the Army's first AI-defined vehicle, which promises to do things like reduce sensor-to-shooter timelines, reduce soldier workflow burdens and cognitive load, and enable long-range precision fire for the modern battle space. Basically stuff that not only goes vroom vroom and pew pew, but also beep boop beep. Scary shit here, folks. But Palantir's government contracts extend well beyond the military. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the U.S. contracted Palantir to track outbreak data and set up a system to distribute vaccines. More controversially, Palantir reportedly helped Immigration and Customs Enforcement with all sorts of stuff, including a surveillance system to plan and organize workplace raids on an original contract worth as much as $127 million. During the 2010s, the New Orleans Police Department ran a secretive partnership with Palantir to test predictive policing technology, which could have been named Minority Report if we had any taste. Around the world, Palantir's tech is being used by the Ukrainian military, by the Israeli military for, quote, war-related missions, citizens and by the British government to overhaul the technology behind the NHS, England's state-run health service, which oversees one of the biggest repositories of individual patient data in the world.
So in the UK, it became quite a controversial, set of contracts that were implemented. The UK government had opened itself up with open arms, or welcomed Palantir with open arms, where civil liberty.
So you see how it went from military work, ops, collecting data, giving back the data to the generals and the Secretary of Defense and these guys that make these great decisions that affect the soldiers on the battlefield, right? Us here at home. Now it slid its way into, like you say, UK health. So this is medical. If you didn't know, their name also came up in the 19. If you know what I mean.
Groups and groups with privacy concerns were a lot more skeptical. I think there's been a lot of concern around Palantir and it's what it really means for them to provide these services, and especially privacy advocates have been very concerned about its offerings, and Palantir has pushed against a lot of this concern. But I think it is about transparency and how much access can you get and what can you do behind the scenes that another company cannot, and that is being done outside the purview of the public.
And even with all this government work lined up, Palantir has still managed to girl boss its way into an impressive book of commercial business. Banks and government regulators use stuff like Palantir's anti-money laundering and customer data tracking products. BP has been a longtime partner, using Palantir's software to support its digital transformation program. Palantir's chief technology officer tweeted last year that the company's AI clients include United Airlines, Lowe's, General Mills, and do not sleep on Tampa General Hospital. By Jove, they've even got their paws in big pickleball. Neighbors, if you think pickleball paddles are loud, just wait till you hear motherfucking Titan rolling down your street. It's the Army's first AI-defined vehicle, folks. Long-range, precision fire for the modern battle space. Overall, Palantir's commercial revenue in the United States jumped by 54% last year. A lot of that momentum driven by Palantir's pivot from data surveillance in their early years to AI products today. Now, the honchos who originally created this sprawling Palantir beast are none other than Peter Thiel and this guy, who looks like if Taika Waititi got electrocuted. His name is Alex Karp. Though Thiel tends to stay in the shadows like the sassy little mystery minx he is, Karp is one of those modern tech CEOs who says a bunch of crazy shit to feverish crowds of employees and retail investors that he calls Palantirians, leading them like mother flippin' Caesar Augustus.
It's definitely been in this kind of meme stock Reddit retail army category for a while. The subreddit for Palantir traders is, I think it's about 100,000 people now. I mean, they refer to Alex Karp, the chief executive, as Daddy Karp. He's really responded to that by saying kind of increasingly, I'm trying to find a polite way to say this, just increasingly kind of out there things in his interviews.
That's right, Tabby. It's always dangerous to start calling rich guys daddy because you never know what they're going to feel emboldened to say next.
Me as a front man offending half of America. I don't think in win-lose. I think in domination. Almost nothing makes a human happier than taking the lines of cocaine away from these short sellers. I love the idea of getting a drone and having light fentanyl-laced urine spraying on analysts who try to screw us.
Now, despite whatever thoughts you have on good old American fent pee, Karp is a tricky figure to pin down. Yes, he partnered with Peter Thiel, the notorious far-right libertarian who backed Trump's 2016 campaign and bankrolled J.D. Vance's political career to build a data surveillance company for hunting down terrorists, all stuff that might be easy to generalize as conservative. But then again, he backed Kamala Harris during the latest presidential election, he frequently donates to Democrats, he likes to go trail running, and loves Denver. All stuff that might be easy to generalize as lesbian. Everybody, I think... I think we got a new type of guy on our hands.
Karp is someone who comes from a kind of left-wing background. Peter Thiel, who's the founder and really the person behind Palantir, is famous in the Valley for being a very outspoken conservative or a techno-libertarian. They have this really interesting strange bedfellows in terms of leadership, but I think they have something in common with the old style Valley of the Valley of the Cold War era, in that there's this understanding that there is a partnership that's necessary between private industry and the defense establishment in order to get the best tech in the hands of the U.S. government. It's waxed and waned, but there's always the business of war has always been Silicon Valley's business to some degree.
The relationship that Alex Karp and Palantir are pushing for between the tech industry and the Department of Defense isn't so much a new status quo as it is a fresh version of an old one. Karp is very open about being a fan of the old school tech industry, one where Lockheed Missiles in Space was the largest employer in Silicon Valley through the 1980s, one where the Department of Defense built the original internet, one where Oppenheimer's Manhattan Project brought together the finest scientific and engineering minds in the US to collaborate with the government. In his new book, which I read on the subway and was then immediately hit on by a very forward attack drone, Alex Karp argues that the tech industry has lost its way over the last few decades, focusing on consumer products that essentially abandon any serious attempt to advance society. He writes that the software industry should rebuild its relationship with the Govt, and while the blending of business and national purpose purpose makes many uneasy, it is now the job of Silicon Valley to defend the West. And it's here that Karp has differentiated himself from his 21st century tech contemporaries with how open he is about both patriotism and making tech products for killing. But his peers are starting to follow suit.
The Valley has always had these ties with Washington, D.C., but often has been very low-key about it and coy about it and pretended that, oh, we don't do anything with those people over there. They're like, we don't care about politics. It matters nothing to our business. We're a free market miracle. And in the background, they're like, not this tax break. I'm interested now. It's just more overt. And now I think there's a more broader public consciousness of like, oh, wait a minute. People like Peter Thiel and Elon Musk, they get a lot of federal contracts.
Now, despite Karp and Palantir's very real momentum, it doesn't mean that they are that close to revolutionizing the defense industry and unseating those old defense primes.
They have yet to prove that they can build a major weapons system better than a Lockheed Martin, Boeing, or Raytheon. They may have their own views on that, but when I look across at like what's being used in Ukraine on a mass scale, that is not yet the Palantirs or Andurils of the world. Doesn't mean they won't do it, but they have yet to prove they can.
Nonetheless, it is possible the Palantir will be the future. And if they are, then the approach that they have taken to rise to prominence. Well, this would all mean an entirely new paradigm for how American defense companies operate.
You don't typically see the heads of Lockheed Martin or Raytheon giving opinions about how the world should be ordered. Lockheed Martin is not trying to appeal to the day traders or to the meme stocks or to any of that. Palantir they're kind of trying to sell themselves to the nation writ large. I think that is part of what is new in this era, is Silicon Valley companies saying working with the Pentagon is not a dirty business. It helps national defense. These are good things to do. And clearly their message is working. Will that work in the long term? We'll see.
Indeed, we will see. For now, though, in the meantime, I've got my eyes on you, Palantir, and I encourage all my fellow citizens to do the same. For if a defense company thinks that it can... Oh, shit.
I knew that was gonna be that good. I didn't. I had no clue that was gonna be that solid. That was solid. I'm not mad at it at all. I'm not mad. that dude got issues though, for sure. He definitely got some issues, but I fucks with it. Absolutely fucks with it. So I'm pretty sure y'all know where my brain is trailing, right? With this, I told you the two guys who made the company. All right, so we already went through that. We already been through that. They talked about the military. I talked about military, police departments, health systems. Remember the octopus we talked about? This company, simply because it does data analysis. Well, they're not the only one, obviously, right? But the part that, let's say, we kind of have an eye on, or we could comprehend, is very much so the military aspect of it. It's very easy to comprehend why it's so valuable. Easy to comprehend. Let's say, even with the PD, even with the PD, you could comprehend why collecting data. You could comprehend it. I'm not saying that we have to agree, right? Comprehension doesn't mean agreement. Comprehension just means you just comprehend it. You understand why this thing happens this way. You understand why people are interested. You understand how it works. You understand its implementation, et cetera, et cetera. That's all we're saying. That's all I'm saying. For me, all I'm saying is that I could see it. I agree with the military using it, though, confidently, and especially in the battlefield, collecting data so they can make proper decisions. Absolutely agree with it. Somewhere, anytime. Absolutely, Curly. Absolute. I don't know if y'all heard about these conversations, but there was this crazy conversation going on a while ago when they were like, well, the next war is going to be an information war. I don't know if y'all heard those talking points, but I have. And if you have a company like Palantir that not only collects data, let's say for Amazon and for Big Pharma and let's say St. Jude's Hospital and the police department and let's say JC Penney's or the Kroger, the grocery store. That's a lot of human fucking data that if they put all that data into one database, because remember, before they give the data back to the company so the company could use it, they also have the data. I'm not getting the data and streaming it to you directly, right? The data is being centralized because remember, they are analyzing the data also. So let's say the company doesn't have a AI super techie side. You don't think Palantir would say, you know what, shit, we analyze the data for you. What data are you specifically looking for us to pin down? Kroger says, dog, I don't know how to work these AI machines. Like, shit. Sign this paper right here. Add a couple zeros to it, right? Add a couple more zeros to it, right? An easy day. We'll analyze whatever data you want us to analyze. We'll give you the information, then you can make your own decision. You heard that? Okay, cool. If information is what they believe that the next war will be based on, when we know information is exactly key. In anything that we do, information is key for decision making. Think about it. We make decisions every day, but the decision that we're making is based on information we have at the best time, and we are moving and behaving and making decisions based on the information that we have, moving to say, well, this information I have right now, today, right now, this very second, I'm gonna make a decision based on this information. Not to say that information will change in the next hour, but I'm making the best decision right now based on the information I have. So imagine collecting all that data, all different aspects of society. Now you actually have a real deal beat on information that you could break down in any way that you want to. Any way you program the AI to hunt down this data, AI hunt it, spit it out. It could be used for a lot of evil. Let's not act like we haven't seen this. Okay? Let's not act like we haven't seen movies about it. Let's not act like this is something that's so far-fetched that Trin, you know what? You're going off the reservation with this one. Trin, you're becoming a CT, right? Trin in his CT bag tonight. I'm not in no bag tonight. I'm in my First Amendment bag. That's what bag I'm in. My First Amendment bag. Right? Just talking, thinking with y'all, putting some information out there. I'm about to bring up the scary part, though. The real scary part. Them having the data. All right, cool. This is the scary part. This government is a government of the 2025. It's not a government of, let's say, 1995. It's not a government from 05. This is the 2025 government, 2025 administration. And as Buddy said in the video, which is true, Buddy said it in the video, he supported Trump in 16, right? Peter Thiel supported Trump in 16. Turned around, supported J.D. Vance this run. One more thing to this, that J.D. Vance worked for a company that Peter Thiel owned back in the G. So they're not unfamiliar with each other at all. J.D. Vance and Peter Thiel, not unfamiliar at all with each other. What does that look like? Looks like a direct streamline to the highest point of this nation, right? The most get down military force on the planet. Palantir has a direct line to it. In 2016, you backed who? Trump. I come 2024, you backed who? JD. As if it sits right now, Trump is president, JD's VP. So Peter Thiel, one of the founders of Palantir, has a direct line of connection. That seems like a fucking conflict of interest if you ask me. You humbly ask me. I think that is an extreme conflict of interest when we are talking about private company that's traded on the market and the co-founder has a direct line to Trump and JD Vance, which they are already receiving contracts to work. You think they're finna stop getting contracts? How many conversations that happen behind the doors that should be made public that aren't made public, right? The transparency factor things, like the transparency of these things need to be there. That's my humble opinion. Because as soon as shit start getting, so let's just start looking funny, right? As soon as things start to misalign themselves a little bit, and when I say misalign, I mean with what we looking at as let's say transparency, transparent behavior. There's no backdoor conversations. What Trump said, what JD said, what Palantir said that they're doing is it checks out. Ain't no extra shit going on. As soon as that doesn't happen and shit start to look wonky, it goes right back to what? That relationship, right? Where Peter Thiel from Palantir supported both these guys that are now sitting in the highest seat in the land, running the most elite military on the planet. That's the issue. I'm sorry. It's a conflict of interest there. I'm going to just leave it as that. Now we know that Palantir is being used to collect data from surveillance. Goes back to what? Total recall, demolition, man. They need the data. They absolutely need the data. And who is collecting this data? Palantir. If information is key, if information is pretty much the real gold of today, then JD Vance or Trump having a bad day will be a bad day for all of us. And I say that meaning this. If Trump becomes corrupt, right? Trump says, you know what? Fuck it. I ain't fucking with them. They ain't fuck. But now they have the data to make strategic decisions that affect the whole country in a negative way. In our minds, in our hearts, in our souls, we think and we pray and we hope that they use this data for the benefit of the average American citizen. Not just for the benefit of the military, but they use it for the benefit of the average American person. And it could come to lower-end prices on housing. It could come to gas. It could come to taking this data and finding a new, let's say they find a new source of oil, right? Couple countries get together, they talk about it. Trump having information, they go and they negotiate. Boom! Now gas prices in America go down, right? So you're not paying the $4, you're not paying the $3. Now it goes back to a nice stable rate where you're paying $1.50 for a gallon. Wouldn't that be nice, right? When you have information, it is upon you and it's incumbent upon you to use this info with the right spirit and the right soul and the right character, the right moral setup, to use this information for the betterment of your people around you. Same way you do inside your household with your children and your wife. The information that you have, you take that and you use that information. and whatever field of information you get. What if it's just what if you find a hot stock? You say, you know what, I'm gonna buy a couple of these, stash them away for the kids. So in the time they mature, right? Some high investment savings accounts that you can. Information is something that's extremely important, right? We hoping that this information that they're receiving is information that's gonna be used to benefit the American people, not suffocate them anymore, suffer them to any more hardships that we already see today. Flip the coin in 2 seconds. Cool. Coin flip. Go back to total recall. You could be taken away at age 12 because the data says that in 5 years, you will become a person that pulls off a massacre. You see? Total recall. You see, with the data and information, they get to make decisions on behalf, and they could call it on the behalf of society, right? How do you feel? How do you think about that being a thing? They put Wesley Snipes on ice, right? In Demolition, man. They used the AI to take away his freedom. Granted that he did his thing. I'm not saying he didn't do his thing. One was used to take away somebody's freedom, and the other one was used to I forgot what they did with Buddy in Total Recall. I think what they did, they scrambled his brain or something like that. I think is that, or is that Paycheck? Paycheck was another movie where they play with AI and the mind and injecting memory. Well, whatever the case is, right? Let's stick to it. I'm a little uneasy with the information that's being stored and being used because I don't know how the information is being used. Back to transparency, we don't know how this information will be used. Like Curly said, yeah, wishful thinking. I agree, and I'm not against government, right? I'm against some of the things that they do. I think they could do better. I'm not anti-government. I'm not anti-Trump. I'm not anti-JD. But when things look a little bit funny, they do look. The guy that backed you when you was running, right, is not a guy who runs the company that y'all giving pretty much contracts to. That shit look fucked up, G. That look like pay for play, right? That look like I'm looking out for the gang. Straight like that. And Palantir can have all this information and do what the fuck they really want to do with it. Let's be real. They could tell you, and they could tell Trump and JD what they going to do with the information, and then do something completely different. Or they could do what they said they were going to do with the information, and also do something else at the same time with the information. Right? You got, bro. The information is greater than gold. Yeah. We used to say it like infantry. Oh shit! Big salute to you, bro. Glad with everything is reached. Yeah, we do against that. They overrode on those members. Yeah, right. They overrode us. Yeah, that's what I think they was doing. Oh, the personality. That's what it was. Yeah, I know it was something with his brain, and it's like he had a new like reality pretty much. They gave him a new reality. Oh, Paycheck was the amnesia one, right? And he had to go find the clues to get back to figure out what happened, right? That was Uma Thurman. Yeah. That's it. You a movie guy like me, bro. That's what's up. I fucks with it. Paycheck game. Movie guys up here. I like that shit. I'm not a TV person. If it's TV, it's gonna be like volleyball, hockey, soccer. That's it. I don't watch TV like that. But movies, definitely watch. I don't like TV like that. Damn, I need to see that movie again. Yeah, the movies are dope. The movies are super, super dope. And it's all AI they were using, right? They use AI to fuck over everybody they need to fuck over, right? But just like having that in the back of your mind and seeing the movies, knowing that movies actually kind of tell a story of what's to come, and they kind of like desensitize you and they kind of like prepare your mind for what's coming down the road. It's a little scary. Not trembling in your boots scary, but scary like, let me put this, let me linchpin this into my mind and start paying a little bit more attention, right? They even gave him a new life. Let's see. Damn, bro. You know what? I'm about to watch that again. I'm about to watch it again. I'm about to watch it again because I feel like I'm tripping now. I messed it up with Paycheck, so now I know I'm tripping. I gotta fucking go back. I messed up with humans in every other movie. That's true. That's true. It always comes down to some beef. That's right. That's true. The other word I want to introduce to you guys, I'm not sure if you know, I'm not sure if you're tracking, whatever the case. I never insult your intelligence. But I just don't know what you know, right? So I'm saying I'm introducing it because I'm introducing it into this space, and we all checking it out in this space for the very first time, right? The word is technocrat. And by all means, this is exactly what we're looking at. It's not what I think we're looking at. It is what we are looking at. The mixture of when technology and government become so paired and bonded, it looks like the government's actually being ran by technology and not actually being ran by humans. Like technology is so on the menu. It's so high up on the list. It's so damn near neck and neck and parallel, intertwining and outertwining at so many different points. It tends to kind of look a little bit different, and you probably can't tell a difference every time. That was the Terminator. There was AI. That's kind of true, huh? Yeah. I didn't even thought about Terminator. Yeah, Terminator is kind of AI. It is AI. The bot, yeah, ran by Skynet. Skynet. It was Skynet in Terminator. Yeah. But yeah, my guys, the information is out there per se in movie form, and I honestly and truly believe that movies they've always done it. To me, to be honest, they've always had some type of prediction, like always. A lot of movies have prediction. Yep, all of Silicon Valley and the streaming corporate. Yeah, that's true. That ain't how they use it. They need a team of spotters. This is past and present that predict your bid. Yeah. That's pretty much the scheme in that's pretty much the scheme for real in Total Recall. That's pretty much the scheme of it. I don't know why I blended it with Paycheck. I mean, I could see why I blended it with Paycheck because of the brain thing, and they're messing with the brain or whatever. Like they got in a chair and all the other shit. I can see why I blended it a little bit. But don't fault me, man. I'm just human. I ain't AI yet. When I come here and have a perfect stream, be worried. Be worried like a motherfucker, G. But if we touch back to surveillance and have an AI running surveillance, then we go into this pocket, which I believe we already are in, but I believe this will be stage 2. Like we're in stage 2 already, but we haven't seen the full throttle, let's say, expose of what phase 2 is going to look. Universal Soldiers. Golly, it's so many fucking movies now that we're talking about it. Universal Soldiers was with your boy Van Damme. That was Van Damme in them. Golly. Oh shit, dog. Yeah, y'all firing. Yeah, y'all firing on all cylinders for real. Yeah. True. It desensitized the possible what's it called? Not the rage, but like the awe effect. That effect is gone. You right? You right, dog. I'm jacking for sure. Eagle Eye's probably one of the best joints they made. Eagle Eye's fire, and that shit was out of control. Eagle Eye is the perfect example. But I think Eagle Eye would be like 3.0, 4.0. I think 2.0 is just this, having the data collected. That AI made decisions and was controlling shit like that. I don't think we're there yet, but yeah, for sure. Manchurian Canada, god damn. The sleeper, yep. What did they do? They scrambled his brain to make him forget about something that happened, but they placed him as a sleep. Was he a sleeper VP, or was he just brain scrambled VP? I don't know if he was a sleeper cell VP, or what. I know they scrambled his brain. I know for sure to make him forget about what happened when they was overseas. But I don't know if they scrambled his brain and made him a sleeper cell. They did make him a sleeper cell VP so they could get what they want done. Yes, they did. Who's that? Meryl Streep? No, that wasn't Meryl Streep. Yeah, that was Meryl Streep. That was Meryl Streep that played his mom. Yeah. I'm trying. Yeah, y'all smoking. Yeah, y'all going ham. iRobot, yeah. iRobot. Splinter Cell with J-Lo. I never seen it. Never fucking seen it, bro. I didn't even fucking waste my time. I didn't, no. Nope, didn't watch it. I'm not mad either. I did not watch that fucking movie. J-Lo movies, the only J-Lo movies I watched was the one with what's the big dude? Vince Vaughn and Selena, and it's one more that I watched with J-Lo. Or maybe it's one more that I watched. I remember only watching 3 J-Lo movies, but the depth show wasn't Cell. Got into the mind of the serial killer. The Matrix is like Matrix was AI too. God damn. Yo, how many movies really got that fucking AI in it? No, my brain was stuck on these two simply because of the surveillance and what they did to the humans. Ghost in the Shell. That's the anime, right? I never seen it. I've seen it, but I never watched it. I know I'm tracking it, but I never watched it. My nose hair's long as shit. Time for a haircut. But let me put a linchpin in this, and we could let's put a linchpin in this, right? And we could just talk shit and talk about movies and all the other shit. Enough was a J-Lo. It was Selena. It's another one she did. Oh, Devil Wears Prada. Devil Wears Prada. That's the one I watched with J-Lo. Devil Wears Prada. Wasn't the Jason Bourne movies using Jason Bourne? It wasn't AI, but it was no. He wasn't a sleeper program though. He definitely wasn't a sleeper program. He wasn't a sleeper program in Jason Bourne. He's definitely a sleeper. Selena was all I saw with her. All right, cool. All right. Let's put a linchpin in and then we could talk movies. Closing up, to be honest. One more video, then we could post up and talk hella shit. I gotta close out with the surveillance state video. I think I just put a pin in it. Y'all could do your own onesies, twosies research, right? And deep dive it as much as you feel the need to. I think I did what I came to do. I'm not mad. Let's talk about don't get it twisted. Palantir's not the only one. So don't think I'm banging on Palantir. It sounds like it because they're the big name being pushed right now, but they are not the only one by any stretch of the imagination. They're not the only one. All right. Let's burn this video up real quick, and then we're going to talk shit about other movies that did this and all this other shit. My favorite from her, Money Train. That's the one. She's in Money Train. She is in Money Train. With, yep, Wesley again. Look at that. All right, let's burn through this video real quick. It's 3 minutes. We're going to cook it at 1.25. Close it out, and then we can hang. Because I think I said enough to where you can do your own research. Right? You can pull the names are there. Easy day. I'll do a map, and then we're done.
The surveillance state. Have you ever wondered how much of your life is being watched? The surveillance state is a term that describes a government or authority that closely monitors individuals or groups. This monitoring often happens through advanced technology, like cameras and data collection tools. The goal is usually to control or influence behavior, but it raises many ethical questions. Surveillance can include visual observation, electronic tracking, and even intercepting communications. Often, this is done without the full knowledge or consent of those being observed. Imagine going about your day, unaware that your actions are being recorded or analyzed. This reality can create a sense of mistrust and fear among people. From an ethical standpoint, the surveillance state brings up serious concerns about privacy and autonomy. People have a right to a private life, free from unwarranted intrusion. When constant monitoring occurs, it can violate this principle. The debate here is about balancing the state's need for security and crime prevention with individual rights to freedom and privacy. There are key ethical issues to consider. First, invasion of privacy is a major concern. Constant surveillance can undermine personal privacy. Second, consent and transparency are vital. Ethical surveillance means individuals should be informed about monitoring practices. If surveillance is secretive, it can lead to abuses of power. Another issue is discrimination and profiling. Surveillance systems can unfairly target marginalized groups, raising questions about fairness and justice. Additionally, the awareness of being watched can suppress free speech and assembly, which are essential in a democratic society. However, some argue that surveillance can be justified in certain situations. For example, it may help prevent crime or protect national security. In these cases, ethical surveillance requires strict safeguards. This includes independent oversight and clear legal frameworks to ensure that surveillance is not excessive. The surveillance state represents a tension between collective security and individual rights. Morally, it challenges societies to uphold fairness and respect for human dignity while addressing security concerns. Ethical approaches to surveillance must continuously evaluate its impact on society. In practical terms, ethical surveillance practices should include transparent policies on data collection. There should be independent bodies to monitor surveillance activities. Protecting individuals' rights to privacy and data security is essential. Public participation in decisions about surveillance technologies is also important. Promoting awareness and providing tools for individuals to protect their privacy can help. The surveillance state is complex and has profound ethical implications. It requires careful moral scrutiny to ensure that the pursuit of security does not come at the expense of fundamental human rights and moral values.
Yep. I'm jacking it. I'm going to say one word to close this video out. I'll say one name and I'll close this out. Snowden. You know. That's all I'm going to say. Closing out this one. All right, boom. But this is the thing that I'm going to tell y'all. 3 of y'all in here, plus me, that's 4. Replay gang, y'all pick up on it too. Good, proud of y'all. I got this new thing now. I like to draw maps. Not necessarily a map, but what you call it? Forgot the name you call them. Shit. But it's like a map graph, whatever. Trump and JD Vance. President, Vice President. We already discussed how those two are directly attached to Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel is co-founder Palantir, which is a government technocratic surveillance, AI, data mining, data analyzing, data surveillance company. Cool. Strong links to the military, intel, law enforcement intel, and local law enforcement, right? Cool. Yes. Yes. One of those things, whatever you call it. This is where it gets a little fucking fucked up, G. This is where it gets fucked up. For real, for real, for real. So from Peter Thiel, it's a direct and straight line from him to Jeffrey Epstein. Straight line, no middleman, is Jeffrey Epstein. Now do with that information what the fuck you will. All this information I'm about to give you right now, after this, we're going to do a spinny, and then we're going to go talk about movies like we were just talking about. Because that should turn out to be pretty fun. And I want to see how much more movies we can name that be on bullshit. I'll start over. Trump and JD move directly to Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel, Palantir. Officially kicked off 2023. Cool. From Peter Thiel, there's a direct line to Epstein. From Epstein, there's a direct line to Lex Wessner. Y'all can write these names down if y'all want to and do your own quick glance at it. From Epstein, there's a direct line to Lex Wessner. Okay. Another line that comes off of Peter Thiel is his direct support of the Israeli military. That's cool. That's what you do in America. That's what you do in Israel. No beef, no strings, nothing crazy there. The other part that's fucking weird to this shit is his buddy. So we put Palantir at the top and we draw two lines, right? Two lines, then the bubbles. You get two more bubbles. In this bubble, we already have Peter Thiel. We know that Peter Thiel founded the company Palantir with another guy whose name is Alex Karp, right? So you got your other bubble coming out. Alex Karp is directly linked to the Bilderberg group. I'm going to say it one more fucking time. Alex Karp is directly attached to the Bilderberg group. That's all I'm giving out tonight. That is it. Y'all have the names. You have the company names. But I'll give you the fucking company name. When JD Vance worked for Peter Thiel, it was a company called Myrtle, Mirthil, either Myrtle Investment or Myrtle Ventures. That's between Peter Thiel and JD Vance. When JD Vance worked for him at that company. The link between Peter Thiel and Epstein is another investment finance company called Valor, VALAR, Valor Ventures. That's where Epstein and Peter Thiel did business. Epstein and Lex Wessner, that's the motherfucker you need to actually go fucking Google. See how fucking evil and fucked up he is. Epstein and Lex Wessner. Wessner gave Epstein a power of attorney. But what makes Lex Wessner so implicated and so potent to Epstein's fuckery is because Lex Wessner is the owner of L Brands. And L Brands, I'll name two companies that he owns on the L Brands: Victoria's Secret and Abercrombie and Fitch. I don't think I need to say any motherfucking more about Lex Wessner and Epstein and L Brands. I don't think I need to say anything more. Do your motherfucking due diligences if you want to. Lex Wessner, Jeffrey Epstein, Peter Thiel, J.D. Vance, Alex Karp. Do your thing. All right? That's it, man. That's all I want to really. I think I hit the hammer, the nail on the head. I think it's driven. Let me take one more glance at my punch up. I think that's it. I don't want to fuck. The thing about it is when I talk about this type of stuff, I'm not implicating anybody. I'm not blaming anybody for anything. I'm not. Here is the information right here. Here's pieces of the information. Plug it into yourself. Plug it in. If you're interested, plug it in, go check it out. Take a quick. I'm telling you, you could do this shit at a fucking quick glance. It would take you 15 fucking minutes to build this fucking map that I did. It should take you fucking less. You know why? Because I gave you all the fucking names already. Yeah, because I remember us talking about this already. I remember us talking about this shit already. I know you know. I remember me specifically talked about this specifically. The Epstein, Lex Wessner shit. I know we specifically talked about that together. So I know you know. If y'all got the names. There's a direct line into the White House. Think about technocracy. Think about technocracy when you think about this. Think about how it's being used, not technocracy. Think about how Palantir is being used and involved, and the people that's involved in it, right? When we think about technocracy, you can remove the Epstein and the Lex Wessner one, right? I just had to remind you that these guys, right, are linked. Now, if you're fucking paying attention, your brain already made the fucking connection. I hope y'all made the connection already. I hope y'all made the connection already, for sure. But if you were to just sit there and feel like these guys sound like a bunch of Zionists, I won't be mad if that's the conclusion that you came to. I won't be mad. You heard? Thank you for kicking it about this topic. I know these topics are dry, man. Like I said, I'll be less than who the fuck I am to have this information and do my research and punch keys and punch buttons and have it and not say nothing to y'all. I would be less than who the fuck I am. I feel like I'm doing God's work. Putting out this information here, giving the information out there. Right? I'm not the only one with this information. So such is life. And y'all know some of this shit too. I know y'all know some of it. I like to draw the map. So sometimes things seem to sound and look so separate and so far from each other. Right? There's no way they could connect. Y'all see my Trump map that I made a Trump map. I did a Trump map with the Diddy map the other day and how I linked that together. Easy, just like this. Right? This is another map with Trump in it. Not saying nothing against Trump. I don't think Trump's a fucked off guy. I really don't. I don't think he's a fucked off person. That's just, I don't think Trump was on the Epstein Island shit. I don't. Just don't see it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm okay with that. I just don't see it. He don't come across like that to me. Just don't see it. But let's take a quick spinny. Let's have some fun. Let's talk about movies or whatever else that's out there. Even this anime shit that y'all know about that's out there that fucks with this type of AI, super fucking advanced life shit. We talk about it here. Quick spinny, and we are back at it. Let me go freshen up my beverage. Now it's fun time. Kick up your feet and relax time. Ready? Got to take care of the business. Now we got some fun. We can kick it for like 20 more minutes, dog. Easy day. Quick little spinny. We at it. Here. Think about the movies. In the meantime, be right back. Tell me something good. Meow, meow. Tell me. Yo, we are back for the cool down of the night. Topic switch. Kick up your feet. For real, for real, for real. But the music change. Tomorrow night we doing Werewolf Wednesdays. Because it's spooky season out here in these streets. Y'all are more than welcome to kick it in the town square with us. You know, the gang shit. Ghost in the Shell. What's the name just said Ghost in the Shell, fool? Who's that? Reaper said Ghost in the Shell? I never seen it. I've seen it, but I never watched it. That's the better word. I never watched it. Never watched. Logical is in the building. Akira. I seen Akira. Never watched it. No audio on the intermission. Dog, I'm telling you. No, that one I can fix. I can fix that one. I can fix that easy. Easy fix. I can fix that one easy. I just got to take it back into the program and fix it. Easy fix. Easy fix. I'm spin it. Yeah, you know the shit. Easy fix. I might switch the music out, get like a different music, but easy fix. I fix that easy. It don't take me maybe 10 minutes. You just gotta put it back in the machine. You know what I'm saying? Make the machine work. Gantz? The fuck is Gantz? See what up? Y'all show up for the fun time, huh? The MacGyver? Yo, I'm telling you, the only animes I've watched in my whole life: Dragon Ball Z, Kenshin, Techno Man. I said Inuyasha, Kenshin, Inuyasha, Techno Man, Dragon Ball. I guess you could count Pokemon. That's it. I don't watch anime like that. Y'all got it, dog. I will never fight y'all for that anime shit. Y'all got it. I swear it down. See what up? Apple Seed. What are y'all talking about? Robotech? No. Gundam. Okay, I watched a little bit of Gundam. I did watch a little bit of Gundam. That shit was hard. That shit was like a newer age Techno Man though, for real. For real, Gundam was like a newer age Techno Man, but Techno Man had like the soul to it because they was dealing with the crystal. Techno Man had like more soul to it to me, because it was like the crystal. You feel me? When he had to upgrade to the crystal, that shit was hella crazy. Yeah, I don't. Y'all got it, bro. That's not even AI though. That's just fucking robots. Well, I guess it is real. But then, if you want to talk about AI, then fucking Tony Stark got an AI. You feel me? Jarvis. Tony Stark got a badass fucking AI, actually. Everybody's talking about that new movie, Perfect Neighbor. I'm afraid of it. It'll piss me off. Perfect Neighbor. No, it's not on my radar yet. I haven't heard about that one. Cyberpunk. Oh, Cyberpunk. I watched you play that game. I watched you play. That's kind of dope, actually. It is pretty dope. That's a rough one. I haven't heard of it. Much less fucking seen it. Yo, when did volleyball become so ratchet? Volleyball is ratchet as shit, man. Either way, big kill. I can't think about no other movies. I only thought about 2 in the first place, and y'all just started dropping movies off like crazy. Matrix, Puerto Rico, Demolition, Public Enemy, Eagle Eye. All I do is watch sci-fi and fantasy. Oh yeah, so you should know what it's about. It's about that. I'm trying to think about more movies that's like AI, like what's that movie when they had it was like Brazil and like a snowstorm, like a super blizzard hit Brazil, froze the water, froze the people, started freezing the beaches, and like Geostorm had an AI. Geostorm had an AI that was reading the information, and then I think they had to do something with like they had to come to like go to a specific spot or something like that. It was like the satellites or some crazy shit I think going on in Geostorm. I think it is Geostorm. I think it's Geostorm. I'm thinking Geostorm. I think they had like a little AI in it. They had to go to like a specific spot. Or a certain satellite to get the information. With Jake Gyllenhaal on them. All SEK anime deal with AI or transfer of life. Yeah, y'all got it. I'm telling you, y'all got it. When it comes to that shit, y'all got it. Y'all win. Movies, I still got a decent dog in the fight. I got a decent dog in the fight when it comes to movies. AI, y'all win. I ain't gonna try to fuck with y'all now. Is that another movie? I had like an AI. I think Eagle Eye was one of the best ones that showed like hyper surveillance. Like super surveillance, that would definitely be Eagle. Not only the AI was doing motherfucking surveillance, that shit was making decisions. That's a whole different level of AI right there, to be honest. What's that? Lucy. Tron. Well, yeah, Tron looks like it's all AI, to be honest. Tron look wild as shit. Tron looks wild. And they got a new one coming out too. Lucy. Oh, fucking what's her name? Scarlet, right? When she was the I don't know what the fuck you want to call it, to be honest. But she was like, was that the one when she was evolving? Like she was evolving throughout the time she was alive? Yeah, that's the one when she was evolving, kept evolving. Like her brain capacity was like her brain capacity was growing, and she started to be able to manipulate the environment around her and shit, right? Yeah. I think that was it. And I thought the drug one was limitless. I don't remember taking drugs in that one. Okay, I take your word for it. I don't remember taking some of that F from down in Mexico, getting a full F pack. Subservience? Shit. Oh no, y'all tripping. Now y'all just know too much movies at this point. I seen Morgan. That wasn't an AI, that's a ghost, wasn't it? Chappie's the fucking movie. That's the one in Australia. Remember earlier I was telling you about the Australian movie? It's Chappie. That's the name of that fucking movie. Creepy and fucked up for real. That's a fucking creepy movie, right? Chappie was fucked up. It was AI robot. Oblivion? I don't think I've seen Oblivion. I think, or is it District 9? The one has the bots running around. No. District 9 is something else. It was Chappie. I'm looking. You're cheating, motherfucker. We doing it. We over here just fucking storming through our brain. You over there fucking jacking shit through your fucking, what you call a hard drive. Scarlett Johansson is beautiful. She's straight. She's solid work. She's definitely solid. She's solid. I can't take none away from that girl. She's solid. But that's not what we're talking about. You sleepy if you start that yelling shit, I'm out. I guess you pay the bills over this motherfucker. I had no clue. Ex Machina. See, I don't see. Yo, Cuzzo, I would not know any of them shits you talk. Yeah, we said Matrix. We did say Matrix. Space Odyssey. Minority Report, yes. Minority Report. Space Odyssey wasn't no AI. Space Odyssey? Space Odyssey. I can't remember Space Odyssey having AI. Google Box. I don't remember. I take your word for it. Computer was. Oh shit. I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to think about another joint that has AI. I'm telling you, I take your word for it. I promise you I won't argue this. I can't think about any other. See, we just came in and unleashed this whole hard drive. That was JP. Wake his punk ass up. Like go for say. Dallas playing hockey tonight. Looks like. Yeah, we said Terminator. Yeah. We hit Terminator already. I mean, we could go through the IG vote. The creator. Yes, bro. Yes. Yes. That movie off the chain. That movie off the chain. What was that? Didn't that other movie he did? He did another movie about like robotics too. When they had to like go through, they had to like jump through. They had to jump through this wall or like this screen or something, and I can't remember what it's time travel. Miles Dyson was an innocent attractive playing the black man in the sky. Predator and aliens from another planet. It's Predator not AI though. It's technology. It's definitely technology. It's definitely fucking technology for sure. Yeah, it's not AI, but it's technology. It is a lot of technology in there. What about that movie with Tom Cruise? It was Tom Cruise, and he would go back every day. Every day would be the same thing. He just keep repeating the same day, and him and the girl was fighting like some aliens. I say aliens. Time Cop. Damn, look out! How would we forget Time Cop? The day after tomorrow. That's it. Day after tomorrow. That's exactly the name of it. Day after tomorrow. That's what it was. Oh, there's hella movies about it. That's why we're so desensitized today. That's why none of that shit don't matter. That's why alien movies don't got the pizzazz they had to. Edge of Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow. Universal Soldier. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Universal Soldier was tough. But that was Edge of Tomorrow. What's that Keanu Reeves movie? The Day the Earth Stood Still? The Day the Earth Stood Still? Yeah. When he was the alien being. Only if they're nice. You want some Hellfire dice on that one. Edge of Tomorrow was the Tom Cruise movie. Yeah. Edge of Tomorrow. Replicas. I didn't see replicas. So is it really that many movies out there with AI? Oh yeah, aliens pulling up on the gang. Get him some bandanas and shit. Where is it? Yeah, jump them in the gang and shit, put them on. Easy day. That's a lot of fucking movies. Johnny Mnemonic. Virtuosity. Which one was it, Virtuosity? Okay. Okay. Do we say that Star Wars is AI then? I wasn't saying that. Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know you were talking about me now. I know you're talking about the bringing the aliens back. The aliens coming, but only if they nice. I know what you're talking about. But then Star Wars is AI then. They had a whole fucking like whole like colonies, and they had the one that looked like a vacuum. Oh shit, wasn't Spock a fucking AI? Spock was an AI, right? Because he wasn't a human. I definitely go watch that. Spock is a Vulcan. So yeah, I don't see that. I don't remember the AI then. But Star Wars had the AI. Spock is an alien. But Star Wars had not the AI, but the robot that wanted like a vacuum. C2D2, R2D2. So Spock is human. Well, humanoid. That damn, son. This shit been going on the whole fucking time. Yo, Dallas are getting their front teeth kicked in. Well, they got their front teeth kicked in actually already. 5-1. Trash ass Dallas. Tell JP I said that. I ain't seen JP in a minute, by the way. Yeah, ain't no more sports for the night. Well, there's one more game. Kraken. There is AI all over Star Wars. Okay. Yeah, I agree. That one I agree with. The little the ball thing with the flying things, the plane, that spaceship droids. Then you got the R2D2 thing. Was those white guys in the white suits? Was they humans? They wasn't humans, right? What do they call them? The white bots, the white District 9. I think CIP said District 9. They're clones, so they're humans, or are they robots? Well, I guess clone mean human. Clones mean human, I guess. Damn, that's it. Ain't no more sports. I might just I find that movie Virtuosity real quick. See what's on here somewhere. That might be a good intake for the night. So that's it, gang. We already hit. I already hit the talking points. We're just chilling right now, to be honest. I thought about going into the vault, but I don't know. I ain't been in the vault in a minute. They had 210. Virtue, VIR, EU. Nope, I don't know. Good night, everyone. Early good night, sweetheart. Yeah, the IG vault is going. The IG vault is crazy right now. I don't know, man. All right, let me. Oh yeah, do that. Let's see what we got in the vault. Come on, cuz. See what we got in the vault, cuz. I know I got some crazy in this damn vault. It's been days. Since I even opened this damn vault. soon as I go to the damn IG number, frame shaking. I need to do something better with my IG algorithm. I need to do better. Is there any AI horror movies? Because it's spooky season. Let's keep it spooky. Is there any AI horror movie? Oh, more gonna be one, huh? Well, it won't be a horror. It'll be more like a thriller. Let me see. Let me check. Let me see what they got in here. If they got one of these. Yeah, Megan to be one. Megan is definitely one of those AI spooky mystery thriller movies. "13 Ghosts." Ain't no AI in that. 13 Ghosts. 13 Ghosts ain't no fucking AI. Oh, it ain't that much. Oh, okay. Isn't that crazy? Oh, you know what? I never downloaded them. I just got them stashed inside the other one. It ain't that much. It ain't that crazy. Okay, cool. Oh, we gotta watch this one. Mars Attack. Bruh. That's a nut ass movie right there. That's a nut. Yeah, you know, fucking I ain't 13 Ghosts. They were just locked in some chambers and shit, some glass chambers. Waterworld? Waterworld not even a horror. Waterworld, they have some cyborgs, huh? I never seen Minecraft. I thought I watched a lot of movies. I ain't shit compared to y'all. Y'all watch movies, real. Waterworld, then they had them. Then the pirate dudes. Then one of the pirate dudes was like a cyborg, half like had robot parts or some shit. No, that's not even that. The one with them boys in the desert. Mad Max. It was painted on. Did Mad Max have them do? No, they was just savages, huh? They wasn't AI. Damn, y'all got me really thinking now about horror. Let's think about horror movies. Ain't no horror AIs for real except Megan, to be honest, from what I can remember. All right, about to watch this video right here. Let me turn this on. I thought we could kill it for the night. Don't need it no more. Yeah, there's no real AI. There's no real AI horror movie. Demons. Y'all just naming shit at this point. AI horror movies, like a crazy robot. Figure.com. I don't even know those movies. Oh, what's this shit? Elevator. Didn't the elevator start thinking for itself and doing shit? Oh, those are some? Okay. Elevator. The one that was like they got into the elevator and the elevator started tripping out. It flashed the lights. Somebody had died. The lights would come back on. It flashed. It turned the lights off. Somebody get murdered. It turned the light back on. The person laying there. I think that's one. Because it was the elevator itself, right? At the end of it. The devil. That's what it was. That's what it was. The devil.
Cleaner man. He's seen my tits. I know that's not going on TV, but it's true. It's true. I'm not here to lie to you.
We have to sit out here and wait a long periodically time. The buses are nasty. The buses are filthy. The buses is not new.
And she said, hey, something wrong, it's popping. I said, what? She said, yeah. I said, no. So the girl come downstairs, she come out her apartment with her baby with no shoes on. I said, oh, girl, it's cold outside. Then she said, oh, man, the building is on fire. I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
Well, I woke.
Nope, I can't leave it alone. No. I said no. I said hell no. Nope. Expect to see it here soon. Expect to see that shit here soon as a drop. Fuck that. That's just gold, bro. New, not just do. Nails? The Nails in the building? What's up, Nails? What's up, love? Not a movie, but the video game. What? The video game. Five Nights at Freddy's. It's all about AI. Autonomatrons. That's the shit with what's her name, right? That is a movie. Five Nights at. Ain't it the one with fucking what's the name? Yeah, no. That's the one with what's his name? My dog. That be in New Orleans all the time now. Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage, Five Nights at Freddy's is a movie. No, Willy's Wonderland. Sorry, that's Willy's Wonderland. Five Nights at Freddy's. It's the same shit. It looks the exact same. Five Nights at Freddy's, the video game, looks the exact same as Wonderland. Five Nights at Freddy's versus Wonderland. Willy's Wonderland is a great balance of horror moments and funny moments, while Five Nights at Freddy's leans more serious movie. That's okay. Five Nights at Freddy's leans a serious movie that's supposed to be for a younger audience. Horror. Okay, Willy's Wonderland is more of a horror movie, and Friday Night and Freddy one is like a video game. Got it. Because Messi sings. How the alien. Dog, I have a video of it, dog. I just can't. There's some reason the video in the form the file, the form the video's in, I can't fuck with it. I cannot fuck with this video for some reason. It's so fucking aggravating. I'd have to go back, snipe that whole fuck. I have to go back and find it, and then snipe it, then do the edit.
Woke up to go get me a cold pop, and then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life.
and then the smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, obviously, we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband. Because
I know the vacuum cleaner. Man, he's seen my tits.
How the vacuum cleaner man seen your cans, lady?
I know that's not going on TV, but it's true. It's true. I'm not here to lie to you.
We have to sit out here and wait a long periodically time. The buses are nasty. The buses are filthy. The buses is not new.
And she said, hey, something wrong, it's popping. I said, what? She said, yeah. I said, no. So the girl come downstairs, she come out her apartment with her baby with no shoes on. I said, oh, girl, it's cold outside. Then she said, oh, man, the building is on fire. I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop, and then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, obviously.
Dude. Fuck. I'm gonna try to see if I can snipe those two. That's the thing about making video, making content, making drops. You gotta find the perfect, like, video. 1 for resolution, 2 for like if it's that small, right? Like how it plays on IG, and I snipe it. By the time I make it fill the screen, it's gonna the pixelation will be off. Right? That makes sense. This is my little scratch pad right here. I write down the bullshit I gotta fuck around with. Yeah, shout out to Elizabeth. She dropped a comment on my shorts. Like, I ain't seen this lady in a minute. Shout out to Elizabeth, dog. This sounding like that. Patch blue. Patch blue. At PBR, dog. Now, I know some boys that drink PBRs, bro. Damn, son. Let's see.
You know that there was an illegal gambling operation going on just down the street from where you live?
No. It was illegal. What is that? I ain't heard nothing about that.
Eric, they stole 21 cars. Can you believe that?
What? 21 cars? What? They could have gave me a car. 21 cars? What they gonna do? How they gonna drive 21 cars?
At once.
Right. That's crazy. They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Hello, sir. Did you witness anything strange in the area?
What, witness?
Yes.
Is this camera on?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, no, I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen nothing. Matter of fact, I'm blind in my left eye and 43% blind in my right eye. I don't see much of nothing. Matter of fact, I can't even see you, sir.
You know that there was an illegal gambling operation going on just down the street from where you live?
No. It was illegal. What is that? I ain't heard nothing about that.
Eric, they stole 21 cars. Can you believe that?
What? 21 cars? What? They could have gave me a car. 21 cars? What they gonna do? How they gonna drive 21
At
cars?
once.
Right. That's crazy. They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Hello, sir. Did you witness anything?
Dog, I swear it down, bro. That's much shit. That's much I be getting on black people ass, bro. Dog, black people are, I say pound for pound, the most vibrant fucking people on the planet. Straight up. Straight up. They're the most vibrant fucking people, dog. Most talented, most vibrant. Just I love me some fucking black people, dog. I ain't like the bitch ass Hodge twins. Fuck that. I talk my shit. Yeah, I get on motherfuckers' heels sometimes. But God, I love my black people, bro. I swear it down. I wouldn't have it no other way, dog. Straight.
Like this, that if the Nuggets.
Oh, what the fuck?
I don't like this. That if the Nuggets don't win this, that was a good one. Don't try to get me on that. They might have to break up the team. Lou, are you buying that this is the last dance for the Denver Nuggets?
Lank across the front. It's an acronym that stands for Let a Naysayer Know. Being told by his former offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien.
That is not what I thought.
Is that not what you thought?
Boy, let a naysayer know.
Let a naysayer know.
Of course.
The professional's right in the middle of his lead. That's all right.
Black, we can't turn the clock back. I know it's after midnight. We can't turn the clock back and turn it back into the mid-'80s and put on a white.
Yeah. What's good in the hood?
Just hold it down, trying to take care of business.
Keep it up, my nigga.
I fucking quit. I fucking quit. Let me tell you this. I do not watch these. I don't. I watch maybe 5 seconds of it. Cool. This one gonna be good. I think this one gonna be good. I think that's it. Except for the shit that Reaper send. Those you gotta kind of just vet all the way out, bro. Swear it down. Those you gotta vet out. Motherfucking Reaper algorithm needs a fucking exorcism, G. Swear it down. Reaper algorithm is out of control, bro.
Right there, you got three. Talked about this.
I'm never deleting
Best tackling team. They don't.
It was almost like you were nervous, like it was a game. This giant, this figure. I mean, this guy was.
Hey, what the fuck is this? What?
Just like such a cool moment.
I don't like this. That if the Nuggets.
What? So this is okay. She said it so clever, so fast, so clean. You know she says this shit for real. She says this shit on a regular basis. That's it. I ain't shooting her no bail. Sorry, not shooting. I'm not shooting her no bail. Sorry, Blondie. You think I'm listen to how she says it. Listen to how she says it.
I don't like this. That if the Nuggets.
Who the fuck could come on, bro? She probably you know, yeah. I hope I don't have to say it out loud. Yeah, she probably is one of them.
The Nuggets don't win this. That was a good one. Don't try to get me on that.
Look at the white dude. Look. This shit fucking sucks because IG won't let you upsize the video, but they'll let you upsize the comments. Fucking hate that about IG. Listen and watch the white dude's face.
I don't like this. That if the Nuggets don't win this.
Fuck. Look at all right. Now look at the black dude.
like this, that if the Nuggets don't
shouldn't be laughing at this. If you laughing at this, they mean that you fucking sign off on it. It's okay. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Shut the fuck. You really think white people don't say the word? You really think they're gonna rap a whole rap song and not say that? Stop. Grow up.
that was a good one. Don't try to get me on that. Then I have to break up the team. Lou, are you buying that this is the last dance?
He's done. He came over to all right, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's what they call. That's what she calls them at home. Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. She probably a bunny. She probably familiar with it. You feel me?
It's for the Denver Nuggets.
Blank across the front. It's an acronym that stands for Let a Naysayer Know. Being told by his former offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien.
That is not what I thought.
Is that not what you thought?
Boy, let a naysayer know.
Let a naysayer know.
Of course.
The professional's right in the middle of his league.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. He's like, nah, that's not what the fuck I mean.
That's all right.
We can't turn the clock back. I know it's after midnight. We can't turn the clock back and turn it back into the mid-'80s and put on a white.
Yeah. What's good in the hood?
Just hold it down, trying to take care of business.
Keep it up, my nigga.
What? He's so fucking awkward.
Right there, you got three. Talked about this.
You got three what?
The best tackling team. They don't.
It was almost like you were nervous, like it was a game. This giant, this figure. I mean, this guy.
I'm done. I fucking can't do it. What are we talking about? Oh, God have mercy. Mike Love, Mike Love's still in the building. Mike Love, I hope you're in the town square because I found our fucking video. Yes, I found it. I'm never going to delete this video. I found it again. I fucking found it.
First of all, me being friends with Remo, I would assume you were, what's the opposite of homosexual?
Heterosexual.
I would assume his ass is a homosexual. And he's different. So if he was not a homosexual.
You gotta say heterosexual.
A heterosexual. So if he was a heterosexuals, bro.
Mike Love, never, ever deleting this video. Glad I found it again. I had a section. Yeah, you remember that night? Oh, God. What's this? I don't know what this one's about. Let's check it out.
Women are usually considered.
Oh, I know this one.
This 911 call raised some eyebrows.
911, what's your emergency? Yeah, my wife got attacked by a warthog real bad, and I need someone to come up with an ambulance and pick her up. Okay, sir. Can you give me your address? Yeah, we're at 1825 Eucalyptus Drive. Okay, could you spell that for me, sir? I'm going to drag her on over to Oak Street, and you can pick her up there.
All right. I can't. This 911 call raised some eyebrows.
911, what's your emergency? Yeah, my wife got attacked by a warthog real bad, and I need someone to come up with an ambulance and pick her up. Okay, sir. Can you give me your address? Yeah, we're at 1825 Eucalyptus Drive. Okay, could you spell that for me, sir? I'm going to drag her on over to Oak Street, and you can pick her up there.
Can't spell that shit. The fuck? I can't spell that shit, man. African. Oh my God. I need to clean this damn IG up. What the fuck? Oh shit, y'all seen this post? Said it loud and said it proud. No fuck.
¿Qué les voy a explicar? No le dije que se agarre de la mesa. Le dije que cuando se agachara que no hiciera esto. Que era más sexy que hiciera esto y que hiciera esto.
That's all she do on this news channel. I don't know what news channel this is, but that's all this lady do. That's all she do. Oh, I got the other one. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? Is it this one?
Turn a wrench.
Wait. Oh.
What does it mean? What does it mean? Big back, kinda cute. More at 5. You are a little big, but kinda cute. Don't laugh. I know about 5 thick news anchors. She's 3 of them. Sources say they're
That's fucked up.
There is enough cake for a triplets birthday party, but unfortunately for Josh, he won't be getting a slice. Sorry, Josh, my bad, man. Well, maybe next time. Probably not. You look like you can turn a wrench.
Wait. Oh.
What does it mean? What does it mean? Big back, kinda cute. More at 5.
Yo, how they smoking out the news?
You are a little big, but kind of cute. Don't laugh. I know about 5 thick news anchors, and she's 3 of them. Sources say there is enough cake for a triplets birthday party, but unfortunately for Josh, he won't be getting a slice. Sorry, Josh, my.
She is thick as a motherfucker. She is. She's definitely thick. Pushing the scale on the other side, but she's definitely thick. She ain't fucked off yet. She ain't fucked off yet. I'm never deleting this one either. This one, I'm never deleting.
No, I'm from Toronto, so there's a lot of Jamaicans there, but I'm African, proud of me. You know? And I don't know if there's any Africans here, but you're probably not going to tell me. No, I'm from.
Yeah, that coworker was laughing hella hard, G.
I'm Toronto, so there's a lot of Jamaicans there, but I'm African, proud of me. You know? And I don't know if there's any Africans here, but you're probably not going to tell me. Show yourself. Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding? Where are the African people here now? Show yourself. Every day you're hiding. I don't want to say nothing, just in case. You know the ICE and immigration is coming and grabbing people. So let me just stay quiet. We will give the Jamaicans the shine. Yeah, because they don't care. I don't care if immigration run, but them say something to me. Cut them bomber clot in the mic. I'm not afraid of no ICE. Make ICE come around here, so me fling ICE back at ICE. I don't care about ICE. Bad man drink ice, we're not afraid of ice. What I said was, they're not afraid of the ice. It's a patchwork. Shut up. I don't care. We want Lewis part of the show. I don't want you to drift off. No, I'm from Toronto, so there's a lot of Jamaicans there, but I'm African, proud of me.
Well, there it is. Kansas has paid off the refs. Detroit's touchdown is ruled illegal motion.
You gotta be kidding me. He
just tapped the card. Well, there it is. Kansas has paid off the refs. Detroit's touchdown is ruled illegal motion.
You gotta be kidding me.
That's fucked up. Funny, but fucked up. I can't remember these shit.
First Prince off, Alfonso Rivera. What's going on, Big Daddy? Man, I'm just chilling. You know, just trying to be out, have a good time. Did back in New York for a minute, so I gotta step up. I know you're really from New York. I know you did the tap dance kid there and whatnot. Did Silver Spoons and some other parts. You used to get the Michael Jackson Pepsi from us back in the day, right? Many years back, you know, when I was a little younger. You know, a little small, brother. What's going on, new Alfonso Rivera? How's the show going? The show's going great, man. You know, we're getting good ratings still. We got picked up for next season, so we're gonna be coming back at least next year. You know, we doing our thing. You know what I mean? So it's like we having a good time. I'm trying to get back into music. I want to do my singing and stuff like that. You know, I'm trying to direct. So you know, a whole bunch of stuff I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get live. You know. Are you gonna be performing anywhere in New York area? I know you're doing the show and everything, but with the singing, is there anything coming up? You gonna be came out doing Broadway plays and things like that again? Well, what?
Yo, that voice is crazy. I mean, you see his real voice, his Fresh Prince voice. Shit is fucking night and day, dog. Night and day. Even his game show voice. When he's on the when he was hosting, he hosted like a couple game shows. Not Deal or No Deal. I seen his face on a couple of game shows. Night and fucking day, bro. Night and day. Night and day. It's people from around my way. America's Funniest Videos. Okay. But he did a game show though. I know American Funniest Videos. Yeah, I remember that one. Not that you brought it up, but he did a game show. Yeah. He from around the way. Yeah. You're right. Upward. He from around the way. What the fuck is this? Keeper? That should look fucked up.
Who just posted. Okay, you have to see this. This is Finn. We're about to show. Oh my goodness, take a look at him. He's a resident of the Oklahoma City Zoo, and this week the zoo's 8th caretaker took over their Instagram, and we are all loving that they did. And as you can see, Finn was fascinated.
Definitely ready for his close-up.
Kind of looks like you. What do you take a picture?
It kind of does, actually. Yeah.
I'm here this morning because I want to apologize not only to my coworker Jason, but to our entire community. I said something yesterday that was inconsiderate, it was inappropriate, and I hurt people. And I want you to know I understand how much I hurt you out there and how much I hurt you.
What?
I love you so much, and you have been one of my best friends for the past year and a half, and I would never do anything on purpose to hurt you.
Alex, thank you very much, and I do accept your apology, and I do appreciate your apology. All that being said, and Alex would be the first to admit to this to you, what she said yesterday was wrong. It cut deep for me, and it cut deep for a lot of you in the community. I've heard the phone calls, and I've heard the Facebook messages as well. And I guess coming out of this, I want this to be a teachable moment. And that lesson here is that words matter. Who just posted. Okay, you have to see this. This is Finn. We're about to show. Oh my goodness, take a look at him. He's a resident of the Oklahoma City Zoo, and this week the zoo's 8th caretaker took over their Instagram, and we are all loving that they did. And as you can see, Finn was fascinated.
Definitely ready for his close-up.
Kind of looks like you. What do you take a picture?
It kind of does, actually. Yeah.
I'm here this morning because
I think news. Oh my God. Ah, fuck. That's not it. Oh, there we go.
Who just posted. Okay, you have to see this. This is Finn. We're about to show. Oh my goodness, take a look at him. He's a resident of the Oklahoma City Zoo, and this week the zoo's 8th caretaker took over their Instagram, and we are all loving that they did. And as you can see, Finn was fascinated.
Definitely ready for his close-up.
Kind of looks like you. What do you take a picture?
It kind of does, actually. Yeah.
I'm here this morning because I want to apologize not only to my coworker Jason, but to our entire community. I said something yesterday that was inconsiderate, it was inappropriate, and I hurt people. And I want you to know I understand how much I hurt you out there and how much I hurt you. I love you so much, and you have been one of my best friends for the past year and a half, and I would never do anything on purpose to hurt you.
Alex, thank you very much, and I do accept your apology, and I do appreciate your apology.
Oh
What did you buy today?
I bought 6 Busch Light, 6 Bud Light, and I love them. Tall boys.
Tall boys? How much would you drink a day?
Well, what day? Regular day, I don't know, maybe a couple beers, depends. Weekends, maybe, 5 beer. 2 drinks a week.
What do you think of that?
Well, that's just not feasible, not in this country. Well, come on, man, 2 drinks a week, what's that going to do for you? I mean, that doesn't even get you through a day. A reasonable amount, if you're at home, you should be able to have like 4 beer. That's just 2 more. I mean, I'll have 6. But 4 is a fair number. But there shouldn't even be guidelines anyway. Why are you going to tell me how much I can drink at home?
Well, I guess the idea is, would you be concerned that you're at a higher health risk if you're drinking too much?
No. The main point here is, why are they telling me what I can drink at home? What, can I have 2 liters of pop? Can I have 2 liters of pop? Well, what's more healthy? 4 beers or 2 liters of Coca-Cola? Do the math. Rock and roll! Oh, wait a minute. You can't handle the tooth.
What did you buy today?
I bought 6 Busch Light, 6.
That's more than beers, bro. He passed beers. That ain't no brewskis.
Delaney, we have one answer left. Delaney, if you give me that answer, your family wins the game. But this time you have 2 strikes. If it's not there, the other family can steal, and they will win the game. Name something Abraham Lincoln probably used to ride on.
Miss Lincoln.
For 4 games. Been one of the nicest, squarest families I've ever met. All of a sudden, game 4. Riding in on donkeys. And now he's riding Miss Lincoln.
Watch the fucking answer. Watch it. Watch the answer be up there. Watch it be up.
Oh my God! Riding on that thing Miss Lincoln got!
Fucking told you. America's full of fucking perverts.
Delaney?
What the fuck is this? Maybe I need to purge my damn IG also. Shit. Dog, dragon for sure. Be that way sometimes in the street, you hear me? On this one. I even see the I even see the There's a fucking see that shit.
You know what the difference between your mama and a washing machine is? When I dump a load in the machine doesn't follow me around for 3 weeks. You know what the difference?
All right, man. We spun through the vault. We push in 3 hours. Let's see. I know I got crazy shit in this damn. What was this? Oh, that's the judge.
Something I noticed doing the shake weight, there's
Yeah, make sure you're hitting them buttons, man.
a little mirror on the top, so you can actually check yourself
Is that
out.
where the?
I've always wondered.
Is that where the? Is that where the cool down spray comes out?
No, that's actually only on South Park, but glad you just brought that up. And it went to sleep mode. Strange. Yes, go
Allie,
ahead,
I got a
Mark
question. It's Mark here, and they asked me to join in, but I've got a small white one. Does that make a difference?
No, actually, you know what? I don't actually think it's the size of it. It's actually the technique and how you.
Okay, thank you, Allie.
Yeah, but thank you so much for asking that. I'm sure a lot of men at home were wondering that as well. Not Chris, because he told me he had the big black one. So yeah, that's very good stuff. Something I
No, these fucking people, boy, these news people, man, they are off the fucking scale. Hitting practice.
Are you joking? Are you joking?
That contact is fucking crazy. Comment section, powerful swings. Why is this video 65? It's 6 minutes. Yeah, the Booker T. Qué bonito perrito. Qué linda bate. It is what it is, dog. Jesus Christ.
Police found cocaine on the belongings of 47-year-old Melissa Martin that were in her classroom while she was subbing on Wednesday. She was with an 8th grade class at the time. And we also now know that it was concerns from students in that class that prompted the school to call 911. Now, parents I spoke with tell me they are not just concerned about the lack of communication from the school around this incident, but also for their students' safety as they went back to class today. A Barry mom says when she asks her kids how was school, the last thing she'd ever expect to hear is what her son told her while getting off the bus Wednesday.
He looked visibly shaken and upset, and I asked what had happened today, and he said that his substitute teacher was clearly on drugs and was acting crazy. Those were his exact words.
Brittany's son, an 8th grader in Barrytown, tells his mom that his substitute teacher, 47-year-old Melissa Martin, had been nodding off.
I fuck that kid know what drug look like.
During class. The student says when Martin abruptly ran out of the classroom, concern led him to follow her.
So he followed her and I guess found her, and she said to him, "Hey, Teddy, why are you off your leash? And my son was like, what? And she was like, yeah, Teddy, get back inside. He was concerned and later found out that Teddy is actually her dog's name.
District Superintendent Joanne Canning says Martin has been a permanent substitute in the district for about 3 years. Students' concerns prompted the school to call 911 just before 11 Wednesday morning. Police say Martin's unusual behavior was linked to cocaine use.
She was cooking at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. you eating that.
It is nothing that we have dealt with in my nearly 30 years here.
Police say they found the drug on Martin's jacket and backpack in the classroom.
We have cited her for her possession of cocaine and reckless endangerment based on the fact that she was under the influence while she was in control of the students in her classroom.
Canning says despite the concerning situation, parents should feel confident that their students are safe at school.
The person is not at school now. I do have some personnel steps I need to take. The parents should feel totally confident that their students are safe.
But Brittany says she wants more reassurance her students are in responsible hands when they go to class.
Where was the vetting? Why is there not drug tests done? Why are we not following up and making sure that these adults who are around our children are safe? Because the utmost priority should be our children's safety.
You know, drug testing every fucking day.
Just to reiterate what the superintendent said there, she would not get into the specifics about what will be happening.
Sometimes people just sound moronic. Sometimes this don't sound like they really working with a full deck of cards. I didn't even see Buddy back. Oh shit. Not Pee Wee Herman, dog. Even old as cat still drink milk for the shower. If fool said, "What's her at?" Oh shit! The internet is a strange place. It's a strange place. Hey, yo, we are out for the night, man. Appreciate y'all hanging out, kicking it. Good show, man. We put some fat to the brain, and then we close out with some commentary, some talk, some village conversation, and then open up the IG vault. Y'all know it's a love thing. All the time you tap into the town square. Have no fear. All your family and friends are in here. I is him, Slim Trim, and I'm built to win. This is Granny's baby, numero uno, flaco. Word day, the real McCoy that brings the ladies joy. The coast to coast host that tries to never do the least. And I try not to do the most. Humble and grateful. Shout out to Curly for being the show sponsor for tonight. Curly, love you, girly. Love you daily. Our own personal fly girl. Y'all know what it do. HMR popped in this town square. Yo, what up, G? Hope all is well over there. M Love, you know what it is. Nails, you know what it is. Reap, you know what it is. Tree Star Generals, y'all know what it is. Stand up. Big salute to y'all. MSD Lovelies, y'all know what it is. Stand up to all of y'all. All the supporters, my day oneers, my hardcore gunners, dog. Y'all know what it is. Short pound for pound. It's a love thing from the crown to the ground. You know how we get down. And as usual, this thing called life, got a sprint. This thing called life is a marathon. So train every single day. Like the marathon is tomorrow. And as usual, take it yourself. You can take it to people that surround you. And love yourself. You love people that is around you. Tomorrow night, we're doing Wednesday, werewolves, a little bit of vampire talk, spooky season shit. You hear me? But it's gonna be me and Roddy kicking it in the town square. Bring you the best content that we could muster up and conjure up within our brains and in our hearts and in our souls. Y'all know it's a love thing. See y'all soon. Y'all know what to do.